Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you are doing great. So I saw videos of white people trying to say, can they talk to their own people, trying to do what they are supposed to do, calling their community all out to see. I feel like you people are not doing enough. You people are not even doing anything at all to call your community out, because this calling your community out is not just only on social media. You all are not even acting it like something is affecting you. You all are not doing like there is something going on. You all are not behaving like something is wrong. You all are kind of acting like it is all cool, it is all okay. Because I know when my people march, when they do it with all their heart. They come all out to do it. Check out all the years that Black people have always been on the street to probably protest, save democracy, or do what they are supposed to do as good citizen. You can see the difference, right? You know the difference. So it is not you people coming on social media to what are you doing in your community? What are you saying to your neighbor? What are you saying to that your grandfather, your grandmother, or your mother that voted for this present administration? What are you people doing? That your friends that voted for this administration, what are you people doing? You all thought it was not going to start with you, because I have never seen you guys. You people have always been immune all your life, like the privilege always got you all covered. But this particular time around, you find that some things are going wrong. What are you doing? What are you doing to save this particular? What are you doing? Let's get into this video.
Good morning to fellow white people. I have some thoughts. It is easier to show up to a protest than it is to accept that we are part of the problem. It's easier to get online, scream about all this injustice, than it is to go to your family, your white family members, and confront them about their support of Donald Trump. It's easier to go up to your Black, Indigenous, your friends of color, tell them you love them, you care about them, and you're so worried about them, than it is to realize we are also a threat regardless of who the fuck we voted for as white people. It's easier to wear a t-shirt that says you're a Democrat or some shit than it is for you to sit during the national anthem and to not do the fucking Pledge of Allegiance. It's easier to be performative than it is to put in any real fucking work. Performance does nothing. We have to dig deep, address the freeze response or the flight response that comes up when some hard shit that isn't even really hard, but in our brain, pushing against white supremacy, for a lot of you, feels like a threat. And we have to learn how to push through that shit if you want things to change. We have to do the internal work. Understand white people are inherently racist. It's what we are born into. We benefit from a system. We look at how the system specifically interacts with and violates and is violent towards and harms Black, Indigenous communities of color. We figure out how we fit into that. We accept and understand that we benefit from the system, right? We understand that we have privilege. We have to have heavy conversations. You might have voted for Kamala Harris, but 10 of your family members voted for Trump. 3 out of 5 white men voted for Trump. 1 out of 2 white women voted for Trump. Open, overt white supremacy, racism, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia, ageism, ableism, none of that shit was a deal breaker for them. And so that means we go talk to our families, and Royal Star talks about this, like really express your feelings. I am scared of how you're going to respond to me. I am worried that you're going to become violent with me as, my white parent, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whatever, if I tell you that I disagree with you. We got to do it, though. Because it's already too late. Like, we are in the middle of straight up fucking open, overt white supremacy, and you see it happening, unraveling every goddamn day. So we go to white friends, family, whoever. If you have Trump supporters in your life and you let them know, I do not agree with how you voted. It is violent. It's dangerous. It harms Black, Indigenous communities of color. It strips away your own humanity. It violates every ethic and moral. You don't represent Jesus. You do represent white evangelical Christianity, nationalism, white patriotism, which is all fucking dangerous. And in order to do that, we have to learn how to be in community with each other. So if I know you're going to go address family members or do some real ass shit, I got your back. So you can come back to me and 2 or 3 other people. I'll encourage you. We'll encourage you. Say, you got this. We're going to be right here after you get done to help you process through those feelings so we don't react and take it out on anyone that doesn't look like us. And then we offer each other support. We process with each other. We create spaces where we learn how to have conflict resolution. But it's way easier to perform for everyone and say, I care, when the real hard fucking work off the internet, in real life, with your friends, family, coworkers, whatever, that's where this shit counts. You gotta be willing to do the hard internal work and external work and interpersonal and relational work in order to move the fucking needle. White supremacy is violent. It's violent. So it makes sense if you're worried about it, but if you are scared of other white people, imagine how everybody else fucking feels. We can't even comprehend that. And then understand we represent it. Again, regardless of whoever we fucking voted for, we fit the description. Do the internal work. Find other white people that will help you navigate all this. Start building community. Get organized. And push back against those who are giving out every demonstration of white supremacy around you. Friends, family, doesn't matter who. Your shit isn't supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's far beyond time for us to change and do something fucking different.
As a black person in America, I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm going to tell all the distraught white people this, is that you cannot get wrapped up in trying to understand the reasoning behind white people's cruelty. I'm going to say that again. Do not get wrapped up into trying to understand the logic, the reasoning, or to understand the cruelty of some white people. This is America. This is what a lot of white people in power do. Now, I'm not a psychologist, but I will tell you this. He is seeking acceptance from only one people that he will never get, no matter how many tax cuts he gives them. He wasn't accepted when he was a civilian in his home state. He's actually not a billionaire. He's a grifter. Everyone knows that. Banks know that. But see, I'm an optimistic guy. I'm an optimistic guy because I don't need Google or the government to tell me when Black History Month is. I don't need Google. I don't need Coca-Cola. I don't need Pepsi. I don't need any of it. You want to know why? Because corporations are not our friends. Corporations are not people. That's why they have marketing and advertising to make it seem like there's some mom and pop shop. They are billion-dollar corporations. They are not our friends. Why are you surprised that a corporation did something that they didn't have to do? Because it's all about getting your money. It is a trend. Civility is a trend in capitalism. Decency is a trend in capitalism. And the only reason why they haven't tried to sell us fucking air is because they can't figure out how to bottle it. Do not worry yourself with the reasoning behind why. You need to worry yourself with what you're going to react until you can be proactive. Right now we're in the reactive and the shock and the worry stage. What are we doing to be proactive? There's only one person, one politician that I see trying to be proactive, and that's Bernie Sanders. If you guys, I don't need to go through the timeline, but in 2016, when the Democratic powers that be decided to push Hillary for that agenda and she lost, well, there was that. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a lot of white women's savior, when she didn't step down for Obama, well, there was that. Those things were monumental to us leading up here also. But I'm a positive guy. And I'm going to tell you, we shouldn't be worried about this right now. And you're probably saying, what, Q, why would you say we shouldn't be worried about this right now? Because we know what they're going to do. So what are we going to do? And I've been looking at this all wrong. I'm like, we need to organize. We need to organize. We need to organize. We need to do and make sure that we're attractive to enough people. We need to hold meetings. Protests can no longer, and this is going to sound very ableist, so I'm sorry, protests can no longer just be done through our phone. The phone is a tool. The phone cannot be the end all. We still need grassroots movements. And it's not, for the love of God, just marches and rallies. That's nice. What are we going to do when they ban the ability to organize? Because they're taking our rights one by one. One by one. We got 2 years. We actually have a year and a half to flip states. I'm begging someone to stitch this or to make a video of all of the people who are up for re-election in the House and the Senate. Forgive me if I mix it up right now. I can't really remember which one's which. I stayed up too late. But we have 2 years to flip it back. They're trying to get all of this done. They're trying to get all of this done in a year and a half because they know. You cannot assume that your enemy has a conscience and a limit. Hatred doesn't have a limit. Bigotry doesn't have a limit. Oppression doesn't have a limit. They're coming for everything. And this might be the one time where all the pews in the world can't stop it. Are white people okay? I'm going to ask that question repeatedly. Are white people okay? Because now more than ever, it seems that white people need black people to teach them how to effectively protest, how to bring about change, how to not fall for empty symbolic gestures, how to not fall for false olive branches, how not to be distracted, not to be placated. So are white people okay? It feels like no white person has read any guerrilla warfare tactic book at all. Because when we protest, we all make these big ass gatherings that makes it easy for cops to come pick us off. Why aren't we doing small protests all around each city? Really disrupt the system. At least in LA, the cops have gone on record and said we don't have the manpower to actually deal with all that. Why aren't we doing it downtown? Why aren't we doing it in Culver City? Why aren't we doing it in Koreatown? Why aren't we doing it in South Central? Why aren't we doing it in NoHo? Why aren't we doing it in the Valley? Why aren't we doing it all over? Why aren't we doing it in Sherman Oaks? Why aren't we doing it in Studio City? Why aren't we doing it in Burbank? Why aren't we doing it in Sunland? Why aren't we doing it in Glendale? Why are we not doing guerrilla warfare tactics when it comes to protesting? You see, the thing that I don't think white people are realizing nowadays is that the enemy is the U.S. government. See, during the civil rights era, it was racism and protest. We were fighting for equality, right? And now we're fighting fascism. And we're fighting against our own fellow people, our own fellow humans who are refusing to see it as such. You see, I don't care that he's in office now. We're failing to recognize the patterns and the steps that it took for him to get in office. And that is, one, he cheated again. And two, change was needed. And some people really feel like he's changed despite his track record. Do not conflate what is morally right with the law, because those two are at odds with one another. Do not confuse fascism now with the type of fascism that went on back then with the failed Austrian artists in Germany. That's a privileged take. Are we willing to come together and house those on the run? Are we willing to lie for those on the run? Are we willing to secretly educate those? Because it doesn't feel like we are. Are we ready to fight back? Are we ready to arm ourselves? Are we ready to protest consistently in waves every day? Are we willing to reach out to people who are running up for re-election in the House and in the Senate and try and flip those and try and talk to people in those cities and states to try and campaign for those people? It doesn't feel like it. And there's no one answer. There's nothing that we can tell each other to make ourselves sleep better at night. I know I haven't slept, really. I was up till 6 a.m. the other day. So the question is, are we willing to break the law to do what's morally right? Are we ready to give up our comforts? I know I am. If you're in LA, I'm going to try and rent out a space and get some organizers and get some speakers and have an event and have music. And I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to try and reach out to others who also want to do this. Because right now I feel like you guys are being paralyzed by fear. And you know what? We don't have the luxury to be paralyzed by fear. We need to be fighting back.
I'm seeing that a lot of people, more specifically members of a certain community, are being really bold with their arcism. You know? Understand this. Racism isn't as popular as you think it is. Not on an interpersonal level. Yes, you got your president, but you're down here with us. You're down here with us. You're not up there with him. That's where you're protected. Down here, you're not protected like that. He has people. You don't have people. I was watching a video about a woman named Tiffany Smith who said she got like her ropes and chains ready. What? I feel really sorry for these kind of people because they honestly think that white supremacy is going to protect them. It don't protect you down here. It protects you up there where you are not. I genuinely feel sorry for folks like that because they truly do believe that white supremacy will protect them. And to an extent it will, but not to the extent that they're expecting. They're expecting presidential levels of protection. Y'all have the police, sure, but to what extent will the police help you in your interpersonal lives? Truly, a lot of y'all need to just find something safe to do.
This is all I got from this video. And all I can say is that the ball is in you people's court to play. Like the black brother that was like, what are we going to do differently? Like, going to, I don't think black people are ready. I understand he made a very great point, and I am not taking that away from him. On trying to say that his point, I ain't good. He made a great point. But at this point in time, it is about people learning from their mistake, because you cannot be saving everybody all the time, right? Black people can actually go out and protest, but what happens tomorrow? So this is them taking rest from all the ones they've been doing that nobody recognized. You can see everybody saying black people could help everything. Black people will do that because they've been saving. I don't know if you understand that. And the people that have been saving everybody are tired and want people to learn their lesson. How do you make people learn their lesson? By withdrawing the support that you've been giving them all this while. Let them learn. That is, if they are willing to learn. The truth is that some people are not ready to learn. They are not ready to deconstruct. They are not ready to relearn. So how do you handle such people? If you all look around what has been going on so far, black people's right, black people this have, like they've been waking up every day to tell you, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, we are going to do that for no just reason. Why are they doing that? Because they are kind of surprised that you people did not even bother coming out, or you all are not even reacting, saying anything over everything that has been done so far. But they still want to make you come out, speak, talk. At this point in time, this is not black people's game to play. Black people are just going to sit back and watch you people play your game. Let's see how you people are going to save the democracy. Because if they are not around, so how do you intend to carry on the job? I support every other thing you said, but for black people to come out and protest, that is a no-no. And saying they can continue to protest as long as till things get better. See, I don't know how to explain some of this to us, that for whatever they voted was intentional. And the reason why they did that was because they feel like they have never been at the shopping block or at the shopping table. It has never happened that they are the ones that are going through it. No, their privilege also got them covered. So they also thought that this is also how it's going to be. That it's not going to get to them, and it's going to get to people that look like me. But then the blog started. The shop started with them straight up. That's why you are seeing some of them coming out to scream and shout and say, "I am losing this. I am losing that." What if you are the one losing it? Would they have come out? They wouldn't. This is something you all have to learn. What happened last year what happened from November to this very moment is something that if you are very reasonable, if you know yourself, this is something people should never forget. This should actually make it to history, because it has never, something like this. It's been 2 months in, but it looks like it's been 25 years in already. That tells you how they came to steal and to, you know how they say the devil came to steal and whatever they do, you know? So I am going to say that this is now you people's thing to do. What are you people even doing at this point in time? How are you people creating the awareness? I am not seeing you people's men. You people, the men are not even, at least women, some women are kind of coming out to speak up, because black women already have given them the backhand. Man, don't like hold it there, you know? Some of them are trying to speak up But I am not seeing the men doing what they are supposed to do as the protectors. That is to tell you a whole lot. But sincerely speaking, Black people are sitting this particular one out. And one thing with life is that your instinct, I mean, it's if you have that strong instinct, it tells you when to do something and when not to do something. And I am sure that Black people's instinct is something that is uncheckable. And when it is time, they will also do something. But at this point in time, this lesson must be learned, because if it is not learned completely, you will continue to save them till the end of time. How long do you want to continue to save people that do not even care about you? It has always been them all this while. Yeah, because they got the privilege. They are immune to some certain things. Because if they are not immune, tell me how a human being came out at all to say that I am going to pay reparations to January 6th, that, like, what even gave you the audacity to come out on national TV to say it? That is to tell you how bad, how, ooh, I don't know how to say it, but it has always been their world, right? Like they thought. And now, I mean, their world is kind of crumbling, but still, majority of them are not ready to speak. And the fact that I see some people trying to press this regime, it means that you do not know anything. Unfortunately, but you don't know anything. You know nothing about you don't know anything. I think I'm going to draw the curtain here. Bye for now.